The president says he will review the case of a Special Forces soldier charged with murder by the Army. Last week, Army Major Matt Goldstein was charged in a 2010 killing of a suspected Taliban bomb maker in Afghanistan. This was part of the battle in Helmand province. Major Goldstein is now accused of premeditated murder. Joining me now, the father and mother of Major Goldstein, Jerry and Nancy Goldstein. Thank you both so much for being with us. I know this must be an incredibly difficult time for both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
So Major Goldstein, your son Matt, first admitted to this killing in 2011. The killing took place in 2010. In 2011, he admitted it to the CIA as part of a CIA job interview. When did you both first learn of it?
We both learned about it probably shortly after he'd been in Washington, when the command called him in and told him that he was under investigation. He came right to us about it.
What was your reaction?
Well, we had watched our son from young be a great leader and a great example to his men and to his family. And it was shocking to us that we were sure that he had done everything right. He told us very little about the details at the time, but we always remained confident and very frustrated that the Army was taking this action.
So after 2011, when he talked to the CIA, there was an investigation, but then the investigation seemed to subside. Fast forward to 2016, when your son does an interview with Fox News and Bret Baier, and they have this interaction. Watch.
Did you kill the Taliban bomb maker?
Yes.
So it was after your son admitted it on TV that he killed the bomb maker that the military began to investigate again and is now prosecuting. Does your son regret doing that interview?
Absolutely not. He has given the same information from day one. There has been no attempt on his part to say he did not do that. In the boarding, when he was boarded by the military, he had the same information was out there. They had the CIA report, and the conclusion was he followed protocol and he was found not guilty of any action, any dishonorable action of that nature. So nothing has really changed, and that's what makes it kind of a surprise that we're going around this this road again, because the information has already been looked at and decided upon.
Well, he went through a lot of things that are just now coming out, having his Silver Star taken from him, denied the Distinguished Service Cross, being removed from Special Forces, having his tab taken away with no due process. Jerry and I sat through those 6 days of grueling Army Board of Inquiry. We watched men testify weeping about his saving of lives, not only American but Afghan lives. We saw his Marine Code chain of command, not the Army chain of command, but the Marine chain of command, defend him during the board. We watched NATO legal experts say he committed no war crime. And we also saw a CID lead detective exposed to being a liar, bringing lies to Matt's chain of command about evidence. So this was a long process before the Fox interview.
And you've seen a lot more of the case than we have. Obviously, we knew about it from the reporting. And one of the issues being raised, and Matt Waltz, who was just elected to Congress in Florida, who was a former Green Beret commander, he asked the question, was this bomb maker actually in custody when he was killed? Because there might be a legal distinction there. If he was in custody, then he would be protected by the Geneva Conventions. You're both nodding your head no. You don't believe he was in custody?
No, they had released him. He was no longer a detainee.
And then Michael Waltz, the congressman-elect, also notes in his mind, one of the issues here is that our country is putting our servicemen and women in an impossible situation because they don't necessarily know the distinction. We're capturing Taliban all the time and don't know where to put them. What's your reaction to that?
I think that's 100% correct. I think many of the situations that you are putting our soldiers in, you're giving them the authority to conduct a war. War is not something that you can just sit down and figure out and do it overnight and just make all these decisions. These are decisions that have to be made quickly to save the lives of their own soldiers, plus the Afghan people. It's my understanding that one of the main reasons we were over there is to protect the Afghan people as well. So, you know, to sit here and second guess everything these folks are doing when decisions have to be made immediately. And that's what the Army's trained them to do over the years.
So there
to
are
make these
obvious
decisions in very stressful situations.
There are obviously international implications here. A provincial council member in Afghanistan responding to all this week says, for a strong country, there should be a strong code of law and order. If you break that code, it means you have no faith in justice. And then the people of Afghanistan will doubt you when you ask people to adhere to principles of justice and human rights.
But Matt broke no code. That was proven in the Board of Inquiry. Everyone that has testified for him has said that he is honorable, has never committed any crime. And he was working within the rules of engagement when this incident occurred. And the Afghans interviewed at the time all testified to that.
So as you know, the president has now weighed in on this after watching, I think, a piece about this on TV. He says he is reviewing the case now. There are some who have noted that the president making that public statement could create an unlawful command influence and gum up the works in this case. What's your reaction to hearing from him?
As far as I'm concerned, I don't know what the implications might be as far as the law is concerned, but he is the commander-in-chief. If he feels that action is not being taken in the proper way as he learns more about this situation, we are in favor of him doing whatever he feels is necessary. So we would encourage his involvement. And it's more than just Matt. There are a number of people, as you have mentioned, because of the rules of engagement during that time, that have put people in precarious situations, and some of them are paying the price, who are in prison right now.